Murder Your Employer. That is the name of the book we're going to talk about today. It's kind of in your face. I saw this book when I was at the library and it looked very intriguing. So today we're going to talk about Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. I would call this book maybe a thriller. It's not really a mystery. The whole premise is kind of, I guess you would call it dark academia. There we go. That's what this book is about. It's dark academia. Very dark, of the murderous kind. Murder Your Employer is about this college that trains people to go on to murder their target or delete them, as they would call it, a deletion, for their executive. There's these different terms they use. Their executive is their execution that they will go and perform as their thesis. And it's not a school that's like chugging out serial killers or anything like that. No one knows this place exists. If anyone were to talk about it, those people might mysteriously disappear after they've graduated, which when they graduate is when they perform this deletion. So it was a very interesting premise and a little bit disturbing, but this book was great. It was good when I started, but once I was halfway through, I could not stop reading it. It was so freaking good. And it follows these three characters, Cliff Iverson, Dulcie Moen, and Gemma Lindley. And so the thing is, there are these 4 tenets when you go to the school to murder your employer or commit these deletions, as they call them. And so the 4 questions are, is the deletion necessary? Have you given the executive every chance to redeem themselves? Like, has this person just over and over been a complete horrible human and just never even tried to redeem themselves, so that you've given them every chance? What innocent person might suffer this deletion? Like, do they have kids? Do they have a family? This, that, and the other. And if there are people who will miss this person, then that's a no on there. And will this deletion improve the life of others? So those are the tenets of the college. So usually it's for these really horrible people, like really horrible bosses, obviously Murder Your Employer. And so the 3 different characters it follows, you have Cliff, who had this horrible boss who screwed him over. He works as an airplane engineer. I'm sure there's a specific term for it, but his boss basically changed the blueprints of what he had designed. And then Cliff went to him to point out the design flaw, and yeah, cool, it's gonna save a bunch of money, but a bunch of people will probably die because of this design flaw. And the boss fired him, ruined his name, and did all this horrible stuff, and has just been a really horrible person. And then this other woman, Dulcie, she was a Hollywood actress. The studio that she has a contract with, the head guy, he got mad that she like slept with someone that wasn't him, and they had never slept together or whatever. But so he decides he won't give her any good roles, and he's like this masochistic, just horrible man that does all these horrible things and is basically ruining her career. And she can't go to another studio to get a different contract because she's under contract and all this stuff, and he's pretty horrible too. And then the third person is being blackmailed because she's a nurse and she had helped her father pass on. Her father was dying and he was in all this pain, and she basically like Kevorkian'd him, put him to sleep per se. But this other nurse is holding it over her head, basically blackmailing her to like do all her work and do all this other stuff. She's freaking terrible, and just all these people are really horrible that are the deletion targets or executives. So it follows the story as you go to this college of murder, all this different stuff that happens, and the different teachers and the staff that works there, and some of the other students that may not be quite as focused and good, that somehow slipped through the cracks and got into the school. And you know, they're not supposed to have people there who want to just be serial killers or just murder everyone. There might be a character there who is really bad, who's a bad dude or something. So anyways, but it follows these 3 main characters, and you see them go through college, meet different people there, and the different teachers. They have all these different classes that help you to figure out how to murder your target, or sorry, how to delete your target. There's like acting classes, and then there's classes about like different plants and poisons and ways you could do it while cooking, how through sports, different ways, and how everything can be a weapon, and this, that, and the other. The way it was done was just really good. It was such an addictive read. The title is kind of unsettling, you know, Murder Your Employer. What? But it was really freaking good. I loved it so much. I don't know, I feel awkward saying that. Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes is awesome. I highly recommend it. If you like a dark academia that's really dark, you follow them through college, and then you see them go about their deletions. Will they succeed? Will they fail? Will they do the right thing? Will any of these 3 people end up maybe being staff one day at this college? And how they each react to coming to this school, because some of them are brought there by a sponsor and others pay to go there, and it's quite pricey for the students as well. But just overall, such a unique premise for a book. It was highly entertaining. The writing was great, the characters were great, and just the way that it articulates everything was pretty fantastic. And if you're a fan of dark academia, the next video coming up will be about that, so stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.